See, I don't know how to turn off the little voice in my head. He got a haircut 2 days ago. And I was away having coffee with a friend. And then I phoned him after it was done, and I couldn't reach him. The phone rang for a bit, and then the next time I called, it was off. And I went, it's pretty early, but I wonder if he's in a bar. And if he's in a bar, what will I do about that? And sort of, I've got this new level of parallel thinking in my brain about what's happening. And I don't feel I can share that kind of thing with him. That is a concern now.
And where do you go with that when she talks about that?
Well, this is the first I heard that you thought I couldn't reach me, so I was in a bar.
That's now my default when.
Well, what could I have done then? What would have helped with that?
I don't think that you could have done anything. You were getting your hair cut.
Yeah.
But the phone went off, so I feel like now I worry that you are going to drink somewhere. But if I went and told you that, I think you'd be mad at me.
No, I wouldn't be mad at you at all.
Are you just saying that because there's a camera rolling?
This is a great discussion, so please continue it, because it's incredibly important.
No, I wouldn't get mad at you. I would experience that as legitimate concern. You know, instead of you coming to me and, you know, were you drinking? You weren't answering your phone. Were you drinking? You know, it would just be communicated in a different way. It'd be communicated as you're worried and you're anxious. And I don't want you to be worried and anxious.
So I guess because they don't really know the words to use, I'm saying nothing.
Yeah. And not to be too concrete about it, but the one of the things we talk about in C.R.A.F.T is these 7 steps of positive communication. You already naturally did some of those steps. So the steps include things like being very specific, putting a feeling in it, a feeling word or feeling into the statement that you're making, using an understanding statement, taking partial responsibility. These are specific steps, and it's not like you have to use all of them in any kind of communication. What you did naturally was to say, in this moment, which I think worked, what you said, I get really scared inside, and this is my default setting now, and it's hard for me.
See, and I get that. That one, when I hear that and feel it, it's like, oh, okay, she's worried. She's worried about me. She's
So that's a
scared.
feeling statement in the midst of that communication, right? You're not like, why did you drink? You're like, this scares me. And I think this way, and I don't like thinking this way all the time. But if you were fleshing it out further, if I was making a specific request, it might be, I'd like to talk about ways for me to feel reassured about your drinking. Very concretely, that would be the request. Because I get really scared. And I'm thinking about this all the time now, and when you don't answer, I get worried. Okay? That's the feeling statement.
Tell me what I'm taking partial responsibility sounds like.
So partial responsibility could be, what I've done with these things in the past is not even talk to you about it, which hasn't been so helpful. You're not responsible for him drinking or anything else. You're taking partial responsibility around this request specifically. What could I do to help in us setting up a structure? That would be a sort of generic offer to help. And those are the steps.
And I had no idea that you were. Because the last thing in my mind was even thinking about going.
So I went looking for him.
Yeah.
I went walking down the street. I went to the usual place where he gets his hair cut. He's not there. I'm like, oh, holy shit, right?
Yeah.
Turn around the block, go around the next corner. Well, there he is, happily sauntering down the street with a coffee in his hand, with a new haircut.